Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, another model for the Lords of Magic content. I decided to do the Death faction before I do the Order faction, partially because the Order faction looks mighty complicated, especially with the Knight or with the Warrior Lord, and specifically because I'm not really a fan of the Order faction. The Death faction in the game you actually have to unlock by defeating it once in game, by defeating the Dark Lord Barkov once in game. So I actually had done that, so I could just make these screenshots. Interestingly enough, I took these screenshots and I ran them through the AI, or through a few art AIs, and had made a few interpretations of just the game sprite. You will see them every now and then pop up in the video, and yeah, it's actually really interesting because I just gave it a very simple prompt of assassin, dark elf, blue tunic, yellow hood, and then let it just try a few things, or just let it make a few images. And I used these as some kind of ideas and references to actually come up with the ensemble, because I wanted to stay close to the original sprite, but I also wanted to go into a bit more detail. As I've told in the last videos, I want to go for a bit more detail, a bit more content, or no, not content, but a bit more detail with each clothing, not just make very plain clothing. So yeah, I'm currently working on the arm ring, the wristband that I added as a jewelry piece, or as a accessory piece. Same with the belt. It's a bit more complex, it's a bit more detailed than the sprite would seem, just so I had a bit more detail to the whole thing. The actual sprite is, from my perspective, relatively androgynous. I'm not really sure if it's a male or female, if it's what it is supposed to be. From the voice, I would guess it is probably male, but I decided to go for an androgynous character model here, so this is working on Genesis 2 female again, on the full body suit, as you can see, and I later then morphed the figure to be androgynous when it had all the clothing on. Speaking of the clothing, the video only has the tunic inside. I made the hood as a second item, but the hood is actually just an alteration of something I already had. The shoulder wrap, or the shoulder scowl shawl, is something I already had made, and adding the hood, the actual hood on the head, was just a matter of a few minutes, which would translate to just a few seconds in the, or maybe minute in the video, and I decided I'm not going to put that in, and instead use the time that I then won to focus on the details that I worked on here more. I had to do the belt twice, because when I wanted to save the belt progress, Hexagon crashed on me, so I had to redo that part. But luckily, this also gave me the chance to look up in the game the symbol of the Death faction. So the symbol on the belt buckle is actually the insignia, or the sign of the actual in-game faith of Death, or the faction of Death. So I could use that instead. The first idea was to have some kind of wing design, but this didn't really fit, so I decided, okay, if I'm gonna redo that anyway, I can just redo it right on the second try. So this might have been a blessing in disguise, I don't know. The original design actually had a bit more color to it, just black and white, and in this case I decided to leave it just golden, because I would have had to give it different shading domains, which is still, even though I know how to do it, it still works kind of wonky. I'm pretty much not sure if it actually works. It's a 50-50 chance that I actually have to redo that part from scratch, because it somehow breaks up the shading domains and the materials. So yeah, I'm finished with the wrist band here, and then I went on to do the belt. The main belt, or the base belt, is just a copy paste of part of the full body suit. I can just emphasize on the idea that making a full body suit for whenever you want to build more for one single model, because it saves you a lot of time if you have just something like that finished and ready and prepped, and you can just go off of this, just cut away whatever you don't need and work out the rest, because it saves you, I don't know, overall hours probably. Like, I probably saved a few dozen hours by now just by having this ready and not have to do a shirt or a base pair of pants each time, or gloves or whatever. Yeah, this is the symbol. It's basically these 3 different spikes that look downward, and yeah, originally they have a black and white part, but I simply decided not to go into that much detail and just leave it golden here for the final render. Speaking of the final render, the character actually wears pants, which I didn't had to do specifically for this set, because I had a pair that just fit neatly under the tunic, so I didn't have to make new ones. I could just use them again. And the boots are the soldier boots from back in May, when I did the soldier animation. I think it is May, and I can check. Actually, yeah, it's March. Never mind. It is the March animation, where I had the soldier group. This is the same boots, but I made the metal parts invisible and changed the color, which, yeah, is relatively easy to do. Other than that, yeah, this is an original build just for this precise idea of the death faction. The render is at the end as usual, so in case you didn't already skip ahead, you can skip ahead and check it out. I am not sure if I actually want to use this in the final render of the month, but in the animation of the month, but we'll see. Speaking of the months, the next week on Sunday I will actually do the live stream, and I will play some Lords of Magic. Precisely, I will play the Chaos faction. I will play the Chaos Thief, the very first character I made, because yeah, it's my favorite character. It's really cool. So if you want, come on in, check it out, see me play the game, and it's a game I probably am better at than most other games. Yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some ideas on what to do, how to utilize AI maybe, and thanks for watching. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I will hopefully see you guys around.